Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Glenora Shipura.
And I am Yolanda Nell. I feel like a regular.
You are becoming a regular. Getting into the news tonight, the Education Ministry's Executive Director, Sanet Steenkamp, has extended her gratitude towards teachers, learners, and parents for working hard in remote and urban areas. She also said that the ministry has invested a lot of resources, time, and capacity building. She further indicated that the AS teachers teaching chemistry are well trained. The Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Anna Gipondoga, has revealed that in total, 40,682 full-time candidates registered for national examinations at ordinary level. She added that this figure is 2,663 candidates, or 7% more than 38,019 full-time candidates that were registered for 2022 at the same level. Gipondoga added that these candidates were registered for their 2023 NSSCO level examinations at 381 full-time centers compared to 363 full-time centers in 2022. 18 more ordinary level full-time examination centers have been registered with the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture for the 2023 academic year, the ministry said. Let's take a look.
2020, and that gives us, of course, the scope and the legal application in which we operate. Secondly, we're working on the Teachers Professional Bill. We want to professionalize the teachers' profession. And then, of course, we had our 2022 National Conference on Education, where we had 42 recommendations. We trimmed them down to 10 levers of change. Now, what did we do to get here? We invested first and foremost a lot of resources, financially, but also in terms of time and capacity development. So most of the teachers on AS level, especially in subjects such as chemistry, maths, biology, have been very well trained. And it opened up new avenues for them in terms of understanding, but also contributing the existing knowledge. And welcome also to the new academic year, where we kickstart the first semester with 97 days and the second one with 99 days. So nobody should say that they didn't know that the school year has 196 days. That being said, I wish to wholeheartedly welcome each and every one of you. And Honourable Minister, I want to do that by recognizing all the hard work, all the school-based action plans and improvement strategies that the regions employ to uplift their schools. Secondly, I wish to salute all our teachers, learners and parents for working so hard in remote and rural areas, in urban areas, in households which did not have it very easy to get these results. We also celebrate the notion that dedicated efforts, hard work, monitoring and support to schools eventually paid off. We acknowledge that the majority of our teachers work constantly and selflessly, making great sacrifices in terms of their efforts, their time, their expertise and level of commitments to motivate their learners. We encourage, or rather I want to use the word urge, our parents to give the biggest gift to your child, and that is to value the education of your child.
Now, this time around, there's significant improvement, especially in terms of the exam results compared to last year, which was a very, concerning and worrisome factor, especially for parents and the nation at large. Would you say we're moving in the right direction?
Oh, definitely. I remember last year we had a talk with someone from UNAM, and I'm glad that the ministry did all they could to make sure that our students are geared to finish their matric and to be able to go and study further. Can you remember what it was like when you got your results?
I remember. It was very stressful, but back then, I don't think it had like the pass rate that happened last
Yes.
year. That was, I think, unprecedented in the history of Namibia, I would like to say. So yes, it was very stressful, I remember, and I had both ordinary and high level, so it's stressful on both dates because back then they were released on different dates.
Yes.
So that was very stressful. So yeah, I can't imagine what the students are going through right now.
Well done to everyone who did very well, and
Yeah, and I also want to encourage, like, if they didn't do so well, to not, most students get into even back then, if somebody failed, some of them would consider committing suicide, or they did. There was so much pressure, and I would just like to say, like, there's these many opportunities for second chances. We have a lot of platforms in Namibia for people who didn't necessarily make it or qualify for university or pass very well, where they can improve their marks. And honestly, we should just remove the shame around it.
it might be a setback, but it's definitely not the end.
It's not the end.
Yeah. Moving on to our next story. The Electoral Commission of Namibia CEO Pieter Sharma says it's back to manual ballot paper voting methods for the 2024 presidential and national elections come November. Sharma says this follows the Supreme Court judgment in 2020, which barred the use of electronic voting machines without a voter verification paper trail. ECN has developed an electoral calendar serving as a roadmap in preparation for the conduct of the presidential and national assembly elections scheduled to take place later this year. These elections will be preceded by the general registration of voters, during which all eligible Namibian citizens will be expected to register anew to cast their votes in the forthcoming elections, Sharma told the Namibian Sun. He added that the Commission has appointed regional electoral officers who assumed duty at the start of December last year. The officers underwent extensive training during the 5th to the 17th of December. 12 out of 14 regions now have regional electoral officers, with the remaining positions for the Omaheke and Zambezi regions to be filled in due course.
What are your thoughts on the elections taking place?
I think I'm actually quite excited. So SWAPO's candidate is Nandi Ndaitwa, and she's the first female on for the race. So I think this is going to be a big year for Namibia.
It's a big year, and I'm also quite curious to see, are we going to vote for a female president?
Yeah.
I'm actually very curious to see how this unfolds and how we as Namibians, gear up to vote and who we will put in power next.
So you don't have to say how you're voting, but will you be voting?
I will be voting.
And I think that's also very important, to just engage with the community and to say it's so important to vote. So go get registered when it opens up and cast your vote. Because
and your vote matters.
It does.
Now, moving on, in our Story of the Day segment, a Namibian activist says that their political party will only accept donations from companies that take care of their employees. I'm guessing you can guess who said that. We'll expand on this after the break.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Sportsmanship right now from the lads.
You might be physically ready, your body is ready, but mentally.
Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo Kahana.
Hy sê wie hy is aan neertrek en daai bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat en is
But just enough next.
Running that mountain up. Okay, so we will be doing this for the mountain climber. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jou trolley reg? Want
I love that. I love that. So then
Kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
Now, I did hint a bit before the break who I was talking about. Activist Michael Amushelelo says that the Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters political party will only accept donations from companies that take care of the well-being of their employees. Amushelelo also talked about the alleged treason charges that are being formulated against him. This video is by Kenya Kambowe. Let's take a look.
If any political party wants to donate money to us, first make sure that your workers are paid decent salaries. Make sure that they have all their basic needs covered before you try and come and do this funny corporate social responsibility. We are not going to accept any donations from any company that is exploiting workers in this country. And in fact, we have never needed donations. As a party, we run around this country fighting for our people. We never ask from them a single cent because we have dedicated ourselves for fighting genuinely for our people's economic emancipation. So we do not care about donations. In fact, no company is going to want to donate money to us because we are anti-capitalist. We are anti-system. So which company is going to want to donate money to a political organization that is constantly fighting them? Obviously, they will be stupid to fund us. And if they do fund us, they will only be funding us to have more fighters on the ground, to make sure our lawyers are well paid, so that we can continue fighting them. That is the only mistake they will do. So please make the mistake of asking for our account, and we'll send it to you.
And in addition to that, Kenya, is that I should take you back to the character of the party. The character of the party is that we are a representative organization of the working class and the poor. And that does not require funds. It requires the essence, the human of a person. Who is the person? And him coming to us, whereas he is suppressing our people, it's actually nonsensical, and we're not going to allow such blood-sucking money. Yeah, perhaps the next question that you wanted.
You mentioned something on your social media platform about treason charges and all that. Maybe you can just elaborate.
No, so remember, in the police, in the army, we also have our friends. These are our mothers, these are our fathers. So when they are in meetings and they hear some of these discussions, they notify us to say that the government is planning this. So the government is currently planning treason charges against Amushelelo. Now, for those of you who understand what is treason, treason simply means that you want to overthrow the government through violent means. Now, let it be known that I have never owned a gun, I've never owned a knife, I've never owned anything. The only powerful thing that I own that the government is afraid of is this thing between my 2 ears. So let them continue, let them bring those treason charges, let them send me to prison. I do not care about that. But for as long as I live, I can guarantee you that my people will see economic freedom in their lifetime.
If there's one thing of Amushelelo, it's that he's so passionate about his cause.
Very passionate, and also a very interesting stance, don't you think? We're not going to accept anybody's money. Or if we are accepting, it needs to come from a reputable organization. And I guess it's a great way to keep your, your independence, you know, because somebody can control you if they are funding you, but very interesting. Indeed.
So after the break, we will head over to economic news, where Namibia imports 82,000 tons of maize last year.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Getting into our economic news.
Namibia has imported 81,769 tons of maize since April 2023, significantly exceeding its local production of 64,815 tons, according to official figures. According to the Namibia Agronomic Board, the country's harvest from the 2023-2024 season is estimated to cover approximately 42% of Namibia's white maize grain demand. About 82,957 tons is expected to be harvested from 36,082 hectares planted during the last year. And out of the total, 75% is expected to be harvested from the irrigated production, while 25% from rain-fed areas, NAB's manager of agronomy market development, Lloyd Wangenu, said. On average, he said the annual national demand for white maize is approximately 180,000 tons. In 2022, 50% of the local demand came from local production. However, based on the latest forecast statistics, 44% of white maize consumed locally was from local production and 56% from imported maize. All the maize imported during the 2023-2024 were imported from South Africa. In terms of wheat, she said that from April 2023 to November last year, the total demand for wheat grain stood at 133,778 tons, of which 88.4% was imported and only 11.6% was local wheat.
These are very impressive figures.
It is. It's good to see that our agriculture sector is really getting the push it needs.
Yes, because we need to get to the point where we are, self-reliable. We're not only importing, but we can also cater to the Namibian market. Now moving on, let's get into our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.65, against the euro at 20.38, against the US dollar at 18.62. 2 Namibian dollars and 60 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold, copper and Brent crude oil went up while platinum went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.17%, going for $77 and 53 cents per barrel. And international news, record-breaking doctors' strike piles pressure on England's health service. We expand on this after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
In our international news, junior doctors in England started a 6-day walkout over pay on the 3rd of January, the longest strike in the 75-year history of the state-run National Health Service, which will hit patient care during a seasonal winter peak in demand. Now, doctors taking part in the industrial action flocked to picket lines in Nottingham, Birmingham, Newcastle and Liverpool. Video footage showed. As in other key sectors over the past year, junior doctors represented by the British Medical Association have staged a series of walkouts to demand better pay in the face of soaring inflation. In a statement, the union urged the government to make a credible pay offer to end the strikes, which threaten to increase the pressure on the health service, where more than 7.7 million people on waiting lists seek treatment. Cumulatively, the NHS, which has provided healthcare free at the point of use since it was founded in 1948, cancelled 1.2 million appointments since strikes began in 2023. The government, which has agreed new pay deals with other healthcare workers, including nurses and senior doctors, in recent months, has resisted hikes it says would worsen inflation. The MBA abandoned talks with the government after being offered a pay rise of 8% to 10% and held strikes from December 20th to the 23rd. The union is seeking a 35% improvement, which it says is needed to cover the impact of inflation over several years. Junior doctors are qualified physicians, often with several years of experience, who work under the guidance of senior doctors and make up a large share of the medical community. Now, after the break, we'll be getting into our weather predictions. To stay with Sunset News.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Let's dive straight into our weather predictions for tomorrow. Katamamulelo can expect some showers with a minimum of 20 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. Oshakati can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 21 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. Henties Bay can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius. Rehoboth can expect a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. After the break, we'll be getting into the world of sports, courtesy of Sports Wrap.
Well, good day, viewers. On today's Sunset News, brought to you by Sportsrep. We stick to the topic of football before we do get to the Lesotho Joel. In addition, that we do have on Sportsrep, we would like to give mention to the fact that Chelsea lost yesterday to Middlesbrough in the EFL Cup semi-finals. They lost away. They still have a home fixture to play, and they lost the game 1-0. Well, with that being said, let's get to Lesotho Joel. Well, the controversial Brave Warriors casual shirt that caused an outrage for allegedly having colors similar to those of the SWAPO party has been withdrawn and will therefore not be worn when the African Cup of Nations showpiece commences on this weekend. Well, this development was confirmed by the NFA's interim Secretary General Jochen Traut. The withdrawal comes after members of the public and senior political figures expressed dismay on social media over the gear. Well, that's all the news that we do have for you from the team. It is goodbye.
So Glenora, I heard a little birdie whisper that Sunset News is nominated for our very first NTV Awards taking place on the 8th of February.
I am so excited. Now, people, I urge everybody to vote for us. So if you want to vote for Sunset News, vote for your favorite news show now on Synergy Chatbot with the hashtag NTV Awards 2024 at 0857856231. Wow.
And it's as easy as that.
It's as easy as that, you know?
And it's so good to be able to give back to the people behind the scenes and the people like you
the people
in front
that work
of the
very
scenes.
hard as well. Yes, there's a lot of like work that goes into this production to make this show as brilliant as it is. And you know, we would appreciate the votes for Sunset News. I'm not supposed to have a favorite show, but you can guess which one it is.
And with that, we have come to the end of our broadcast. Make sure to join Sunset News on 1UP2 and Facebook and all the other NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Before you close off, get ready for the glitz and glamour as Network Television presents the first ever NTV Awards ceremony,
which is happening on the 8th of February. So we're gonna put on our beautiful dresses and we'll see you guys there. From me, Glenn Rashipura and Yolanda Nell, until next time.